Sweet and sour pork ribs. This dish isn't served at every restaurant, but once you've had it, it'll be your favorite pork dish. To make sweet and sour pork ribs, you'll want to cut your ribs into 2 or 3 inch pieces. You'll want to marinate your ribs with a little bit of Shaoxing cooking wine or dry sherry, some salt. We're going to use white pepper and some cornstarch. You'll want to combine all this real well. Set this aside and let it marinate for about an hour in the refrigerator. So in addition to our marinated pork ribs, we have about 1 pound here. We need some pineapple chunks, we need some sliced carrots, some onion, peppers, and we need our sweet and sour sauce. We have a wok of oil that's about half full. You don't want it to be too full because you don't want the oil to overflow. And we're going to heat this till it's about 375 degrees. While it's heating, we're going to take some cornstarch and make sure our spare ribs that were marinated are well coated. You want to coat them pretty well because you want them to be fried and have a nice crispy coating before we toss them in the sauce. The oil is almost hot enough. I'm going to test it by throwing a little bit of cornstarch in there just to see how it fizzles. It needs a little more heat. So when you're heating your oil, you want to heat this a little bit hotter than you would a normal deep fat fryer, because when you put in all your pork ribs, they will cool down the oil. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of smoking on the top, so I'm going to try this again. And it is nicely bubbling, so we're going to put these into the oil and let them cook until they're almost all the way done. You'll want these to cook about 5 minutes, and you'll want to keep it moving a little bit so that you won't get hot spots in the oil. Hot spots are where the flame comes to cook certain parts of the wok a little bit hotter than other parts. Traditionally, when you stir fry in a wok, most of the heat comes to the center of the wok, and you'll want to bring the food to the sides to rest. You might say this dish is hard to eat because of the bones in it, but in a traditional Chinese household, these are eaten with chopsticks And the saying is, the meat closest to the bone is the most flavorful, and this dish proves it. You'll know when your ribs are done when you start to see the meat pull away from the bone a little bit off to the side. Our ribs are cooked, they're resting, and now it's time to make the sauce. To a saute pan or a hot wok, add 1 cup of orange juice. Add a half a cup of sugar, half a cup of water, 3 tablespoons of white vinegar, 1/4 cup of pineapple juice, and a teaspoon of red food coloring. Bring that to a boil. While your ingredients are coming to a boil, make a slurry. That's made with cornstarch and water. Once your sauce is at a rolling boil, add in your cornstarch to thicken. Let your sauce come to a boil again, and then your sauce is ready. Now that our sauce is made, we're gonna set that aside and stir fry our veggies before combining it with the sauce again. Once your wok is hot, you'll wanna add a little bit of oil before sauteing your veggies. All right, to our wok, we've heated it, and we're gonna add a little bit of our veggies. We want to saute them till they're about halfway done. Now that your veggies are halfway done, let's add in our sauce. If your sauce isn't thick enough, you'll want to add a little bit of a slurry just so that the sauce will cling to the ribs. Now it's time to add your ribs back in. Give that a couple of final tosses, and it's time to plate. And that's sweet and sour pork ribs. This is an ultimate comfort dish. It is good served with some stir-fried noodles, it's good with some stir-fried rice, or just steamed rice. This dish is great because it's got the texture from the fried pork ribs, it's got some sweetness from the pineapple, it's got the vegetable flavor from the peppers and onions, and it's got additional sweetness from the carrots. If you like this video, please subscribe for more.